St. Anthony parishioners, I was privileged to be a member of the first delegation to visit Haiti. Our goal on that trip was to choose a Haitian parish for St. Anthony to twin with. The first parish we visited was Notre Dame of Mount Carmel in Pétionville, a very poor rural area in the hills above Port-au-Prince. The parish had a single priest with a seminarian, and they needed help. The difficulty of the situation there was written on the pastor's face. Then we went to Hyacinth to visit St. Anne. This is a tiny village up a long, rough dirt and rock road in the mountains above Petit Goâve. The church and school was a stick structure covered with sheet metal and tarps. The pastor was a dynamic, energetic, positive 60-something man of God. Père José welcomed us, fed us, and took us on a tour of the area. We had to leave early because of an approaching storm, but not before we felt the presence of God in this humble place. When the delegation met the next evening to choose a parish, there was no dissent. Everyone felt the presence and hand of God. The need for assistance at St. Anne was so great, and the challenge so mighty. We had to help them. Dave Hollenbeck.
Dear St. Anthony parishioners, I am so excited to be here as a part of our first delegation to Haiti. Today we visited the second parish, St. Anne de Hyacinth. It's a challenge to communicate since we have learned only a little bit of Haitian Creole, but we found a way to engage with the children who follow us everywhere. We taught them, or maybe they taught us, a simple game. It's called Tick, Tick, Boom. It's like hot potato. The children here have no toys or sports equipment, so we had to improvise. We wadded up a piece of paper and used it as the hot potato. Everyone had fun, and we played it over and over. We have found Haiti to be a country of contrasts. The devastation from the earthquake only 2 years ago is still very evident, but the natural beauty of the place cannot be denied. Most people here live in utter poverty, yet they are joyful and filled with great faith, which has caused us to think more deeply about how we express our own joy and faith. Thank you for your continued prayers. Jane Wraith.
Dear family and friends at St. Anthony, this is our second visit to St. Anne, but the first time we've been here for more than a couple of hours. The parish is in beautiful mountains. The people are warm and welcoming, but the poverty is crushing. Most of all, the children here steal your heart. They follow us everywhere, intensely curious about these strange, pale visitors. Their laughter is constant and completely contagious, and anything they can carry outside of Mass or school becomes a toy. I will never forget their exuberance, joy, and most of all, their faith.
Dear fellow parishioners, I was introduced to Christ today through the eyes and faces of my brothers and sisters at St. Anne's and Hyacinth. The joy in their voices as they were singing hymns, practicing for Mass the next day, helped my soul journey to a place it had not yet been. The inspiration to live a simpler and more Christ-centered life is a gift I had not anticipated from this trip, as the parishioners of St. Anne's have been a witness to peace, faith, hope, and humility that can't help but fill my heart with love. I'm so grateful for the covenant we entered into. Being here has brought renewed meaning to spiritual connection.
Greetings from sunny Haiti. We arrived safely and were met by a smiling Father Frank. There were many people willing to help us with our bags at the airport. There just isn't much work, but they are anxious for the opportunity to help. Our trip to St. Anne's took a few hours, but it was worth it to be with our friends. After our long ride, it was nice to stretch our legs with a walk. The village rolled out a welcome wagon in the form of children. As adults, we may be shy or fearful our English or Creole isn't good enough. More than words can make you feel welcomed, and the children certainly helped with that. The families of St. Anne's don't have much, but they have their families and their faith. Imagine living day to day without a steady income, yet surrendering that to God. I am inspired by their faith and trust in God. Can we surrender just a little to God? Faithfully yours, Denise Forte.
Dear St. Anthony parishioners, our brothers and sisters of St. Anne's have taught me so much about what living a life of faith truly is about. On my second visit, as a member of the third delegation, walking along the village roads, I was struck with how hard life could be on this mountain. With that being said, people I met on my journey spoke only of what God had blessed them with. On one such walk, we met Frank, who was the local baker. Each day, Frank, along with family and neighbors, would make breads using boards, conveyor belts, and wood or charcoal fires. They would later take the bread, walk the village roads, and sell the bread to the community, praying they would have enough money to do it all again tomorrow. Frank was gracious enough to spend some time with me where we spoke about what we all had in common: family, friendships, and our unity in faith. Linda Stillmaker.
Dear friends of St. Anne, I have just arrived at St. Anne with the 2015 delegation. We have just given shoes to 150 school kids. I have just started to meet the children, and not only has my heart melted at their outpouring of love, but they did the same to my wife Christine too, as seen in this picture. We each have been given the gift of love with St. Anne, and as we were touched as a married couple, we have also grown as a couple. Gary German.
Dear St. Anthony parishioners, this picture was taken just outside St. Anne's, up in the hills of Haiti. I like it because it was our first day at St. Anne's. We all went out for a walk and really started to visit and get to know each other then, even though we'd had spent 2 previous days at Mission House. I enjoy looking at each one of the delegates and have memories of each of them specifically. An example, Christine and the goat. All of them very special to me.
Dear St. Anthony parishioners, we just reached the mountain top at St. Anne. What a ride it was. I have a fear of heights. I feel a lot of peace up here. Just eager to meet Père Josue and the people of St. Anne. We are driving down here. I see some women coming out and waving at us. We just reached the marketplace. I can tell it is a marketplace. Okay, so where is the parish? Oh, there it is. There is Père Josue. I remember him. He's coming out. Hug, hug. What a joy. And look at those boys and girls running after the vehicle. Whoa, they are beaming with joy and life. School children. Lots of school children. Education. This is the hope and dreams of St. Anne community, isn't it?
Dear friends and family of St. Anthony Parish, here's a picture of our Father Jack giving Holy Communion to one of St. Anne's parishioners. This truly symbolizes a spiritual connection that we are all one body in Christ.